Now, Rwanda has over 8,000 cooperatives with a number of 3 million members in it. On today's edition of Business Digest, we'll be discussing on how beneficial it is for them to showcase their success on the cooperative exhibition happening here in Kigali. Hello, I am your host, Dana Iriza. This is Business Digest. Let's get into the headlines. Over 150 cooperatives participated in the Rwanda Cooperative exhibition to engage with suppliers and policymakers of Rwanda. Here we'll be looking at Rwanda Stock Exchange and its campaign Access and Grow. The G5 Business Makers Program holds its third edition of Meet the Professionals to discuss on consumer behavior in Rwanda. Over 150 exhibitors participated in the Cooperatives Expo that was held in Kigali Conference and Exhibition Village, with over 500 delegates taking part in the conference that took part in the following day. The two-day event, organized by Apex Media and Promotions Limited, partnering with the National Cooperative Confederations of Rwanda (NCCR) and the Rwanda Cooperative Agency (RCA), aims to create a platform for networking and sharing experiences, information and ideas for cooperatives, suppliers and policymakers in Rwanda. The first and biggest exhibition for cooperatives is expected to provide a platform for cooperatives to share best practices, ideas and experiences to create a better market linkage. We got to have a few of the cooperatives at the exhibition to hear what they have to share with us concerning the experience at the exhibition.
Well, we were emailed, the heads of the cooperatives emailed us and they invited us to come and be part of the event because we work with the cooperatives, and it was a chance for us to know more cooperatives and even to strengthen the relationship with the ones we are already working. Expectations are really high because we've got quite a number of contacts of new cooperatives, the ones we haven't been working with. So we expect to go close to them, still expand on ourselves, make sure we get more out of them, and make sure they change their lives by getting the electricity in their houses. This place has lots of different people doing business, not exactly cooperatives. Well, the cooperatives are in because cooperatives will meet with the buyers. When I talk about buyers, these are people who consume their goods. And even other people who work with cooperatives. For example, we who are doing solar energy. I saw two companies around doing solar energy, so we get a chance of meeting them. So when we meet them, we get contacts and we give them the systems. So we give them systems. Some of our systems are business oriented. For example, we have hair clippers. People go do salons in their villages, and through the business they do, they improve their standards of living. They earn money through it. We have people selling cassava around here. So you can get a school come buy cassava. They buy cassava, cooperative members will earn out of it. If they earn, their standards of living will still change. And I think through that, that's how it really helps in the economy of the country. It's not just the usual expos we used to. The exhibitions we used to, we see lots of numbers. People come in, they're in very big numbers. And the other thing is because it is a two-day event. At least if it had been a week event, people would still come in. It's a two-day event and they're working days. So people could be the reason why people didn't really turn up for it.
Well, the cooperative actually started during 2012 reinstating the former Atraco. It was just an association of communal workers, communal transporters. So they decided to group themselves into a profit-oriented organization because Atraco by then was not a profit, it was just an association. They decided to form cooperatives that later formed unions and later the federation at the national level. I can also say that at least maybe we have achieved what we almost wanted, because as RFTC it is the only transport entity within Rwanda. There are so companies, there are other companies, but for us we are federations. So what we did, actually we received different individuals and different people who wanted to know how we operate. And we exactly exposed it, how we operate. They really liked it, and we really came to know even the operation of other federations within Rwanda. So we interacted, we shared information, we shared the communications. So it really actually came in the expected way we wanted.
Besides the exhibitions, workshops and conferences were carried out as well. The two-day conference called upon 16 speakers that addressed issues concerning cooperatives and what they contribute to the country's economy, to the development of the country and the social well-being of Rwandans. Ignatius Kabagambe, the CEO of Apex Media and Promotions, said that the main purpose of the Cooperative Expo and Conference is to ensure that cooperatives are being provided with a platform to showcase their success to the rest of the country.
To me and to our organizing partners is a success because the conference is very well attended, starting from yesterday when we started with workshops and then opened officially the exhibition. And today you can see the mood is good, there is life here, there is life in the conference, and participation is to a satisfactory level. We targeted about over 100 exhibitors, we have almost 100. So to us, especially that is the first one, we think this has been fairly successful. This event has been mainly in three parts. The workshop yesterday, which dealt on topics that are so relevant to the management, to access to finance, to storage of harvest. So the staff of the cooperatives who participated there really had good. They had good time with the trainers. Now today is conference and exhibition continuing. So for me, I'm so happy with the conference and what is going on there. I'm so happy with what is going on here with the exhibition. We are looking forward to even bigger participation, bigger enthusiasm next year, because the lessons we've learned are going to help us going forward. The challenges have been late confirmation and late pull-out from the cooperatives we expected to participate in the exhibition. But we understand that because this is something that they didn't plan in their annual plans, including their budgets. We planned this like 3 months ago, and while they really were looking forward to it, but we realized in the end, some of them haven't been easy it hasn't been easy for them to come. But with the help of sponsors, with the help of partners for cooperatives, their suppliers, the organizations that normally have programs that support cooperatives development. So they came in, including banks, like BPR, like Bank of Kigali. Then we also have Land Olex, and then we have SBFIC. These are organizations that came in to make sure that even some of those who would not have been able to come because of their financial constraints are able to turn up. We also think Rwanda Cooperative Agency had a very big role in making sure this is a success.
The Rwanda Stock and Exchange Market holds a landmark listing forum under the campaign Access and Grow to attract small and medium enterprises and engage them in the initiatives that have been set up to tackle all the problems that are affecting the small and medium enterprises. Small, medium enterprises make up a vast part of Rwanda's economy, making it crucial for the country to figure out the challenges they encounter and how they can be dealt upon. The Rwanda Stock Exchange campaign Access and Grow aims at prospering the small and medium enterprises through creating awareness among SMEs and other corporate companies on how they can take advantage of the opportunities the entire capital market ecosystem has to offer in terms of finance. Over 100 companies have registered under various fields of economy such as agro-processing, the IT sector, service sectors such as hospitality, tourism and transport participated in the registration at the RSE Listings Forum. Now, small medium enterprises comprise approximately 98% of the businesses in Rwanda, but for a while a couple of challenges have emerged, challenges such as lack of sufficient investment capital, and we are here to follow up on what Rwanda Stock Exchange has come up with, the initiatives that has come up with to make sure that the small and medium enterprises are being facilitated and they're being catered for, and they're also being offered affordable investment capitals, right? And joining us now is Pierre Celestine Rabukumba, and he's going to throw more light on today's topic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so first of all, brief us on Access and Grow, the entire campaign.
Access and Grow campaign, we've started it in January this year to focus on the supply side of our business, which is normally typically stock market or capital market rather, is comprised of two sides of the coin. The first one is the entrepreneurs, which is the one we call supply side. Entrepreneurs with ideas, who in this case is small and medium enterprises, okay, who are looking for capital to grow their businesses, or even startups who are looking for capital to invest in their businesses and grow. Now the demand side is the other side of the coin. The demand side is you and me, you and general public out there who are trying to save their money through the capital market, basically. So we match the capital market. Basically, its job is to match good ideas from entrepreneurs with investment capital from the general public, whether institutional investors or retail investors, you and me, or anyone on the streets out there. So our campaigns have in the past focused mainly on the demand side, where we are calling people to save their money through formal channels and invest that money they have saved in the capital market by buying government bonds, by buying corporate bonds and the other instruments on the market, or buying into the large public companies we have listed here on the Rwanda Stock Exchange. So as you know, those companies have always been the big ones. So a few years ago, as the market moved, we realized that we need to also start encouraging small and medium enterprises and other corporates to join the wagon. So that's how this campaign started, with a climax event of the listings forum, which took place at Serena, for now to talk to these companies we have identified and selected, because we approached many companies in this campaign. We targeted about 300 companies throughout the campaign of 3 months, taking the capital market to the doorsteps of these small and medium enterprises and other corporates who have not yet joined the market, to tell them about the opportunities that the capital market has to offer to businesses which want to grow and access cheaper capital.
How responsive have these SMEs been? How many showed up? How many registered for? How many SMEs did you have attend?
Our event, we have 3 steps. The first one is to register into what we call the next gen. The next gen is this board where people are registering their companies, so that we can start looking at them and advising them on the next course of things, what the next course of action on their part, to start working together to help them in their journey. Then there is the small medium market segment, which we launched, and that one we pre-selected 100 companies to come for the forum. It was half a day forum where we met them with the professionals, investors out there, and the entrepreneurs themselves on different panels and presentations and discussions, and B2B meetings between all the people in the gathering who wish to have the B2Bs. But the most important thing there is that the whole gathering was about more than 120 people who attended. And among the SMEs, we chose 100, but among the 100 SMEs which attended, we did register formally and signed MOUs with 10 companies.
Okay, great. So let's talk about the investors. Obviously, any person participating in investments, they would want to benefit something from it. What are the investors benefiting from this? What are they getting out of this?
Well, think of it like this. When people wake up every day, they are running businesses. They are going for businesses. They are running successful businesses, and they make money. So, but these are entrepreneurs on their own, family-owned businesses. So some of them own factories, others are into IT companies, transport, whatever have you. In our business community, we know what people do. So by doing that, if you are making money and you are making it alone, and someone else comes into the company to either buy shares into your company or lend money to you, they are making money in the process with you. So the investors, what they're expecting is a return on their investment. So when you have a successful business or a good idea, but which only needs capital, and someone brings the capital, what they are looking into is the return on their investment. But they also want, that is investors, they also want protection of their money. So why, and by protection I mean that if they give money to a business entrepreneur, they expect the business entrepreneur to have good governance and accountability, so that they do not confuse the money they get from investors as their own money.
And today on Market Trends, we bring you the Gross Domestic Product, the March 2018 edition. First and foremost, the Gross Domestic Product and its structure. In 2017, the GDP at current market prices was estimated by 7,597 billion Rwandan francs, up from 6,672 billion Rwandan francs in 2016. The services sector contributed 46% of GDP, while the agriculture sector contributed 31% of the GDP. The industry sector contributed 16% of GDP, and 7% was attributed to adjustment for taxes less subsidized on products. Next, the growth rate by kind of activity. In 2017, estimates calculated in 2014 prices shows that GDP was 6.1% higher in real terms compared to 2016. In this year of 2018, agriculture sector increased by 7% and contributed to 1.8 percent points to the overall GDP growth. Activities in the industrial sector increased by 4% and contributed 0.7 percent points to the GDP growth. Service sector increased by 8% and contributed 3.9 percent points to the GDP growth. Lastly, expenditure GDP. In 2017, private final consumption expenditure was 76% of the GDP, while government final consumption expenditure was 15%. Gross capital formation is estimated at 23% of GDP. In this year of 2018, imports of goods and services increased by 10% at constant 2014 prices. Exports of goods and services increased by 34%. As we wrap up today's show, I just want to remind you all that you can engage with us through our social media platforms, that is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The handles are here below. We'll see you all next week, and thank you for watching.